Metal.
¿Qué onda? Te doy la más cordial bienvenida al episodio número 39 de la segunda temporada de CeciOn. Soy Ceci Montero, productora y conductora de tu programa. Muchas gracias a todas aquellas personas que se han estado suscribiendo, todas aquellas personas que me han estado siguiendo en redes, muchísimas gracias por su apoyo. Si tú aún no lo haces, espero que te puedas suscribir, que te sumes al canal para que te enteres de actualizaciones de las bandas de metal y de rock. También en redes pueden encontrar más información, algunos reviews, algunos videitos que me han pedido bandas que les comparta. Así que puede que te encuentres a tu próxima nueva banda favorita. Las mejores bandas de metal las encuentras en tu CeciOn De Metal. Mi visita de hoy es increíble. Estoy con una leyenda. Si estuviste viendo los flyers y todo eso, ya sabes de quién se trata. Pues como muchos saben, esta banda se fundó en 1984. Hacen un thrash metal increíble. Se han codeado con bandas como Metallica, Slayer. Se dieron un tiempo, pero ahorita ya están muy activos, van a estarse presentando en algunas giras. Pues ya para no darle tanta vuelta al asunto, le doy la más cordial bienvenida a Katon de HIRAX. Hola Katon, welcome to CeciOn De Metal.
Hello, hola, how are you?
Fine, and you?
Really good, now that we figured out how to do this interview.
Nice. Thank you for being here with us. Katon, para estar en HIRAX hay que hacer esta cara.
Yes. Well, I mean, you know what's great? It's funny, like when we play live, a lot of the fans, which is like, because we can see, you know, like especially if the lights are on, sometimes they turn out the lights during the live show. But normally when we're playing, the front row and through the crowd, you can just see people just amped up on the music. You know, it's amazing what music does to humans, to their bodies and their faces, you know. So yeah. I guess it's intensity would be the best way of saying it. Like there's a lot of intensity at our shows, and usually the faces that I'm making on stage are the same faces that the people in front of me are doing. So I'm basically making the same face right back at them. It's mainly to let them know that I see them. But yeah, I've been, you know, that's a great question. I don't even think I've ever been asked about the face. You know, it's really because of the energy of the audience, and I just feed off of the people in front of me. So normally the crazier the fans are, the crazier the band is. We just feed off of each other.
Como miembro fundador de HIRAX y siendo el único original de la alineación, ¿cuál ha sido la mejor experiencia que te ha pasado en todo este tiempo, en toda tu trayectoria en la banda?
Well, I mean, it's, you know, there's always, I mean, almost every show we do, something great happens, and traveling, you know, around the world. I mean, it's just really, we're lucky that we get to meet the fans, you know, and a lot of the times they'll come to, like I was telling you about, even like with Mexico, and that's a good, I mean, I know this interview is being done there, but it's, to be honest with you, Mexico is a very important place to us. We've played there many times. We love going back. Whenever we go back, it feels like we're coming home, you know. And probably because it's the first place we really went to outside of the U.S., that also helped where we went from there. Like after we did Mexico, we did Colombia. And Colombia is one of the other countries that we've gone to, you know, one of the places we've gone to the most. I think we've been to Colombia 5 to 8 times, somewhere around there. It's after a while you kind of lose count. But we've been to Mexico the most. And I think the reason for that is because we have a lot in common with Mexico. Like we are a people's band, we're a hard-working band. The people of Mexico are hard-working. And when they come out to shows, it's a celebration, it's a fiesta. So for us, it's like family, you know, a familia, you know. So yeah, Mexico, the first time we played there, it was so wild and so crazy that it stayed with us. Like every place we go to, we almost judge the audience by Mexico because the fans have so much passion, so much energy. They're really loud. I love it when they chant. Like one of my favorite things about playing throughout Mexico, not just Mexico City, but other cities like Monterrey and Saltillo, and you know, we've been all through, even places closer to California like Tijuana. We played there many times too, and Mexicali. And so there's even stuff I'm probably forgetting because we've been all over Mexico. But the fans' passion and how loud they are. They're some of the loudest fans in the world are in Mexico, you know. So that's one of the memories that I've had over the years. That I always gauge it by the loudness of the crowds, and I always think of Mexico.
¿Qué desafíos has enfrentado a lo largo de los años y cómo has logrado superarlos?
I think when you're a band that's multicultural, because our band is mixed. We have one guy in the band who's white, which is no big deal to us. We're very open-minded. Two of the guys that we have now are descendants from Mexico. Like our bass
Oh,
player. Our bass player Jose Gonzalez is from Mexico. Our drummer Amelia Marquez his family's from Mexico. So, we kind of. I think what it is, it's made us stronger. So, like, we don't really bow to anything. We always try to push through, even when times have been tough. We just work through it. And being multicultural, you run into different things in different countries and different places you go to, but we always bring joy to the fans, and I think that's what's great. That kind of separates us from a lot of bands. Like, when we come to play for the fans, and that's the only thing that matters to us. And we've gotten through a lot of stuff. I mean, one time we were in Europe, and we were flying on a German airlines, and there was a strike. The German pilots went on strike, and we were on our way to Spain. And so we had to figure out a way to get from Germany to Spain with this strike going on, and we actually ended up making it. But it just it's from being, you just got to be tough, and you just got to keep pushing forward, even when things are tough or when things are really sad. Like, we've been through a lot of stuff, but I think that's kind of what makes the band, more of a band and family-like, because you get through things, and we've been pretty strong like that. I mean, it's been over 40 years now, and HIRAX is still going when a lot of bands that we came up with aren't. But it's when I look back on it, we started out with Slayer, and we started out with Megadeth, Metallica, and Dark Angel coming out of Los Angeles. That was the beginning, the birth of this whole thing, and to still be around playing thrash metal over 40 years later is amazing.
Fuera del mundo de la música, ¿quiénes son tus héroes o fuentes de inspiración poco convencionales?
Oh, I listen to a lot of different music. So, let's think. There's a band called the Texas Tornadoes. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
Yeah, they're from Mexico and Texas, and they used to have a guy in the band named Freddie Fender. So if you look up Freddie Fender, you'll know more about the Texas Tornadoes. But that's the band that he was in, and it's rock and Espanol, but just really great rock and roll, like kind of like Chuck Berry. Who else do I like? Believe it or not, I love Selena. I listen to a lot of different music, so it's like it could be country, Hank Williams Sr., Johnny Cash, but also stuff that I grew up on, because I grew up on a lot of soul music as well. But at the end of the day, it goes back to early hard rock and heavy metal. Jimi Hendrix was probably the guy besides Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy, where I kind of, got an idea that I could do this, like those were some of my heroes. And I also like, obviously, Black Sabbath, and then, a little bit later on, once the British new wave of heavy metal came in, bands like Saxon and Iron Maiden. But unconventionally, still, I still listen to stuff like Bauhaus, Joy Division, even early Cure. There's a band called Japan that I like a lot, and they're great. Some people would call them pre-new wave, but if you look up a band called Japan, they're amazing. Roxy Music. I mean, my taste is all over the place. I listen to, even though like metal and hardcore punk stuff I grew up on, and that's my favorite, but I listen to even classical music, Bach, my favorite all-time singer, this will be something that people would be surprised, but Luciano Pavarotti. He's an opera singer. So I listen to a lot of different stuff. I love flamenco music. Anything where there's great guitar players, and a lot of the flamenco guitar players are just unbelievable. So yeah, it's good to have different taste in music. I'm even guilty of listening to the Smiths, But, the thing is that if you listen to all these different styles of music, when it comes to your songwriting, even if you do metal like we do, it really helps your songwriting.
Además de todo lo que nos has contado, ¿qué planes viene para HIRAX?
Well, we're right now the new record's just been completed, so we're waiting on the final mix. It's in Florida being mixed right now. I can't tell too much more because it's going to be a big announcement who the producer is. We got a really, really great producer, and the thing that's great when you get somebody this good is that he's produced major records that everybody's heard. We just wanted to make sure we did this right when we announced who the producer is because it's almost done, and then we're going to do a professional, release on who mixed it. But I will tell you this: he's produced records that everybody that listens to heavy metal music have heard. So he's a pretty known producer. So that we're really proud of that. The record's going to sound amazing. And like I said, right now that's being mixed in Florida. But the new album called Faster Than Death, it should be out in a few months. And then August, we go back to Europe. We start in Germany. That's the first date is on August 1st. And we go for at least almost 3 weeks. And then we'll come back to the United States. And then I think in October actually, because August will be in Europe. But October, we have some dates that we're doing with Sodom. We're going to do a date in San Francisco and a date in New York City. And then, there'll be more touring, but that's the stuff that's going on right now. We're just looking over all the layouts and the artwork for the new album cover. We want to make sure everything looks really good for the fans and, give them a really good package. The record's going to be a gatefold that opens up like a book. And we're just going to give them the best product we can because that's really important. It's our first album in 10 years. It's been 10 years since the last record, so this record's really important. And then we'll, do some local shows here in Los Angeles. It's always good to play for the hometown fans. And then for sure we'll come back to Mexico, which will be like a big homecoming. And, we just look forward to every time we go back, but just keeping busy and making sure the music gets out there to the people because that's the most important thing. We want to make sure our records are available. And whether it's, some people even just like to, stream music online, so that's fine too. But for all the fans that still collect vinyl or cassette tapes and CDs, it'll be on all 3 formats. So just trying to get ready for the new record and then the tours and, just keeping busy. And there'll be more really special things happening very soon. And can't wait to let everybody know who's producing the new album.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure talking with you and learning more about your music and experience.
Well, thank you. And for me, it's just always an honor and a pleasure to give back to our scene. You guys, thank you. You guys are helping spread the word to the people. That's the most important thing. The fans, that's what keeps us going. Like I said earlier, when we get to go to different countries and meet the fans, it's always a beautiful thing. And we look forward to it. I'm getting a big smile on my face just because it's always like going to see old friends, and then also new friends. Like when we tour, usually a lot of the people that have been coming to see us for years come to the shows, but then there's always new people that we get to meet. And we always try to remember everybody's names, even though it's not easy since we do a lot of concerts per year. But I just want to say thank you guys for supporting this kind of music. And it's really appreciated, and we won't forget. And hopefully, we'll see you when we come back to Mexico City or Mexico, Monterrey. When we come back.
Yeah.
Much love and respect to you guys. Thank you. Muchas gracias, amigos.
Muchas gracias.